The holidays are coming up, so I wanted to create a cake that is really nostalgic. I thought, what's more nostalgic than a toy train? And what I thought about is having each caboose carry a bunch of treats. Imagine there was a sweet train. We have partnered with Nostalgia and their fabulous appliances, and so I really wanted to showcase all the sweet treats that their appliances can make. Right now I'm gonna tell you how I made my cake train, and then I'm gonna make all these sweet treats to put on top of it, and we're gonna create just a whole presentation. We also have a giveaway with Nostalgia, so stay tuned to the end of the video to learn more about it. Yes, the cakes. There's 5 cakes that make up this train. I baked a mere 20 pounds of chocolate cake, so it's just a light day of baking. You know what I'm gonna do? Level them. I'm not gonna layer them just yet because I need to cut them into equal parts first. And then I'm gonna take a look at each rectangle individually, make sure it's level, and layer each rectangle. So now I have, let me do some math for you. If there was 8 rectangles and each one made 2 layers, 16 little layers of cake.
Be honest, math is why you stopped doing novelty cake.
Absolutely. I'm also gonna use my cake humps. Guys, don't forget, every time I carve a cake, I say, save the humps, you never know. So what I'm gonna do is trim down those humps and layer them as well for a 5th layer of cake in each one of my cake cubes, which are each going to be a caboose of the train.
4 cabooses.
Yes, and then the front.
Locomotive?
Is that what it's called? The locomotion, sorry. Shout out to Kylie. My motives are local. They absolutely are. I mean, look at what I just spent 3 days doing. I cut it into strips because the lower part of the locomotive is longer than all of the cabooses, and then I made some shorter little pieces and stacked them on top, and that's, I guess, where the conductor is. Locomotive, damn. There is a word I have not used. I was building a locomotive, and I'm also an author. And then I also used some other strips to create the rounded part of the locomotive. What is that called?
It's like a tank.
It is like a tank. What's in there?
The coil.
Oh, well, in this, there's no coil in my tank. There's chocolate cake in my tank. It's all a blur. Do you understand this? I know I did it, but it's a blur. Now it's time to separate all these layers across this giant butcher block and simple syrup them. It was a lot.
You needed to fill the tanks of the building with simple syrup?
Yeah.
And just start the fire alarm.
Yes, that would have been, oh, there's a sprinkler, like
Yeah.
right up there.
Yeah.
I'll do that next time. Now all of these layers are simple syruped. We've got to let it soak in. In the meantime, I'm gonna color buttercream teal and pink and leave some of it white. I chose those colors because I love the nostalgic colors of the Nostalgia appliances, so I use them as inspiration. And let's be honest, teal and pink is pretty how to cake it. Teal and pink? What's that? And now I can start to fill these cakes and build each caboose and the locomotive. I'm gonna say locomotive as many times as possible. One by one, I'm building the cabooses. That's also, huh?
It's caboose.
No, it isn't. Oh, I would have believed her. Is it cabooses? Like, you don't say mooses. Whenever I tell people to fill and stack a cake, it's always important to take the buttercream over the edge because I'm building square cakes or rectangular cakes, so they need to maintain that shape. And often, whenever I'm teaching people how to fill cakes, they shy away from the edge, and then that's how you get a cake that has more of a hump. As I was scraping away the excess buttercream from the sides and wiping it into a bowl, the bowl was so beautiful. And I was thinking it, and Shuchi was like, the bowl looks so beautiful, and intentionally got a shot of, so make sure you use that shot, because the bowl was like a magical unicorn, like buttercream bowl. Now I'm gonna work on the locomotive. I'm gonna build the locomotive in parts as well, so the longer bottom part, then one stack that will go on top, then a little humped stack. You see how precise this is, right? The hump, you need a stack and a hump stack to build a locomotive. A train can't even move without a hump stack. And then the tank. The reason I scraped that buttercream into a separate bowl is because now it's crummy, but don't worry, it's not gonna go to waste. I'm gonna use that for my crumb coat. Day one, all I did was level, layer, simple syrup, fill and stack crumb coat. That's all I did day one. So, it's time to ice these cakes. It's the next day, guys. The next day. Each one of the cabooses and the locomotive need to be on their own board because this train is gonna go on a track. So what I'm going to do is I've cut boards to the exact size of all my cake parts. I'm going to gently lift my cake parts onto these boards and then I'm going to ice the whole thing. And now it's time to roll up your sleeves and use your muscles to roll out tons of fondant. I love that you told me I don't have to hide my tea. I feel very liberated. I drink tea and I talk about locomotives. I'm going to actually roll out 5 colors in total, and they are yellow, teal, pink, like a rose pink, a hot pink, and purple. I want each one of the cabooses to be a different fun color, and then the locomotive to contain a combination of all of those colors. Lots of slabs. And then I'm also gonna roll out a really thick slab of black fondant, and this is so I can make wheels. So I like to panel squares. So I need to roll slabs of fondant so that I can cut them to the correct size and cover each rectangular cake side by side, and then the top. And this helps keep it really nice and square as opposed to draping it, which will always give you sort of rounded corners. I just love doing it this way. So, caboose by caboose, I measure, caboose by caboose. You have to measure, 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 measure. You're gonna see, I had 2 rulers on the butcher block at all times, and I measure and I re-measure, and I still made a mistake, which Orhan delighted in filming on his iPhone. Delighted. You were delighted. There was like a skip in your step.
So what's happening?
I made a mistake.
What did you make?
You're trying to rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it in, I'm just capturing it.
What are you capturing it for?
She measured 5.5, but she cut 5.
Oh.
No worries.
Now it's time to cover the locomotive, which is a little bit trickier. I am going to assemble part of it and then leave the other 2 components separate. So I'm using the same technique. It's a little more difficult because it's not an exact square, but just measure your sides and cut all your slabs of fondant to cover the caboose, fill in the top, but this time we're not gonna put a top panel on because that rounded hump is what is gonna go on top tomorrow on day 3. Not tomorrow, yesterday. Does that make sense?
Day 4.
This is day 4. Regarding those 2 other parts, the humped stack and the tank, these are the only 2 parts that I'm going to drape with fondant. So I'm rolling out some light pink fondant that I will drape over the humped stack and smooth it all around, cut away the excess. And then I'm gonna cover the tank with some teal fondant, draping it over the top and sides, and then where it gathers in the front, I'm just gonna trim away the excess. We want it to be smooth, but we don't have to worry about it looking perfect because I'll be adding more fondant details that will cover that up. So now all of the cakes are covered in fondant. Yeah, so the next part is decorating, and that's the fun part, but you have to do all this hard work in order to get there. I need to roll out all 5 of my colors, and this time I'm rolling them out really thin. So thin sheets of fondant, and this way I'll be able to cut strips and shapes as I need to decorate the cabooses and the locomotive.
So with all these decorations, like, did you have a model to look at? Or
No, I just visualized. I found a picture online of like a vector, and I also really love, you know me, I love boxy, straight things, so I just gravitate to that. And I wanted it to be really simple because the cake is gigantic.
like, so you didn't want to do like just a brown box?
No, I think not. This is how to cake it. Have I ever made a brown cake?
Maybe.
Poop. I mean, that's appropriate. If your poop is teal, something's really wrong. Either that or you work here at How to Cake It. it is time for some dowels. It's been a while since there's been doweling. What I'm going to do is mark the top of the locomotive, or what is now the top. I want to insert 8 dowels just for safety. At this point, I'm going to spread on just a little more buttercream since there's no fondant on the top. I am impressed at how well it fit. It's always scary when you're building a cake like this that has to go together, because if you're not careful, if you over ice or under ice, it could be a little more narrow or a little wider, but it was good. It was good. And now what I'm going to do is use a variety of the colors that I have rolled out to decorate this locomotive. And then I'm gonna work on the tank still separately, adding a few dark pink stripes all along the body of the tank. And now that I'm happy with everything, I am going to add the tank. Remember that big slab of black fondant that I rolled? So I'm gonna pull out that slab. I have, that was Helena. You have, she's, you know, this is how to cake it. This thing's going on in here. You don't even know. So my big slab of black fondant, I have 3 sets of circle cutters so that I can rotate using the same size circle cutter. In total, I need more math, I need more than 20 mils. 4 for each caboose, which is 16, and 6 for the locomotive, 22 wheels. I'm gonna cut more than I need, just in case. And now I need one more element, which I think is really important and will make this look like a toy train, and that is the magnets that hold all the parts together. 8 little black domes that will be the magnets. It's not time to glue them onto the cake because the cake needs to be set up first. I'm gonna lay this cake on an actual wooden train track, and then I'm going to use the nostalgia appliances to create some sweet treats with you, and those will go on top of my train. We're gonna do this now, and I'm gonna get my appliances. There's a s'mores appliance. And then I have a cotton candy machine, a fondue machine. All right, and I'm gonna make little cupcakes in this here.
How am I gonna put fondue?
I'm not putting it on the train. It's gonna be in the background, like a little fondue mountain, because the train is going through Fondueville. Have you been to Fondueville? You're gonna go there today. The first treat I'm going to make to put on 2 of my train cabooses are some vanilla mini cupcakes. And the great thing about these nostalgia appliances is they come with their own little recipe booklet. First thing I wanna do is mix together my dry ingredients. And now I'm just gonna whisk together my wet ingredients.
Is that in the instructions as well?
That was in the instructions, actually. You didn't read that part? Mix it all together. So now we simply just whisk the wet into the dry. First thing I want to do is make sure to just spray these cavities with a non-stick. I want to spray these cavities quickly with a non-stick spray. And now I'm going to spoon in my batter. I'm just using a tablespoon. Now all I have to do is close the lid, and they take about 3 to 7 minutes to bake. I'm decorating the cupcakes. Now I'm gonna make s'mores with this s'mores maker. I already made one to test it. What do you think, Orhan? Okay, excellent. Just, okay, thank you. Okay, watch, this is the best part. Oh! Look at that. Are we having a race, a marshmallow?
It's like rotisserie chickens, but marshmallows.
I have to let go.
Oh, well.
Making cotton candy. I've never done this. And I've preheated it. Now I just have to put 2 hard candies into the cavity. Look, this is hypnotizing. It's moving so fast you can't even see the candies.
Wait, there's candy somewhere?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at the fair. I'm at the fair. Okay, I need some practice. That's me. Look what's happening. There's like a candy force field right now. Am I swishing right, or do I do this? Oh, I think I'm supposed to do this.
When you see the cotton candy web begin, hold the cone horizontally over the extremity.
Like this?
Head. Yeah. to begin collecting the cotton candy, rotate the cone with your fingers while you move the cone side to side above the bowl.
Like this.
There you go. That's how it is.
Oh yes, look at me. Now I work at the fair. Look at this one. Helena, you're at the fair. Which one do you want?
How did you figure that out?
We read the manual. Nostalgia also has an electric fondue pot so that you can make fondue and then this beautiful pot keeps it hot. That rhymes. And it only has 3 ingredients: butter, whipping cream. Now I just need to let this simmer, and once it simmers, I can remove the pan from the heat, add in the chocolate, and just let this melt the chocolate. It's kind of like making ganache, except there's butter in here. Orhan, you know the props we ordered? So this is the first house. Remember the second house? Like, it's the size of the top of the house. I'm filling the train with treats. Imagine I'm just like, it's really hard to control that. Hey guys, welcome to Fondueville. Look at my cake train going through the village. First, I need to tell you all about the sweepstakes. One lucky winner will win a party prize pack filled with nostalgia appliances, gift cards, and in fact, there's even a How to Cake It gift card in the prize pack. This package is worth over $700. Orhan, put it across the screen. This prize pack includes everything you need to host your own sweet Secret Santa party, and the best part is all you need to do is click the link below and follow the instructions to enter. Hello. There we go. Fondue dipped cake. Thank you to Nostalgia for collaborating with us on this video and for helping us inspire you to make your holiday sweeter. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope all this inspired you to bake something sweet for the holidays. I'll see you guys next week.